Hello, welcome. My name is Karynn. Today's a beautiful day. The sun is bright. Nice sunshine. Fresh air. That's what's important in life. Just the basics. Meeting your own needs, desires, and also meeting the needs of others. I learned something yesterday about myself. I'd like to share it with you. And it has to do with emotion and behavior. Well, yesterday, alright, I'll be truthful. I had 2 glasses of wine. I haven't had wine. I don't usually drink. I had wine. Seldomly do I work. And I sat there, I had wine, and started realizing yesterday, watching the riots, the turmoil happening. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, the people are standing up for their ideas and thoughts. No more suppression, no more oppression. These people, they are not angry. They're just frustrated because of the way they're being treated. Let me explain a thought here that comes to mind. Yesterday, I stood outside my car and I said, that's my car. Check out an SUV. I was never able to have a really good car. But this time I did. And I finally came to realization and connecting my mind, body, and spirit as one. And when I look at it that way, it's starting to connect. Because I think not everybody, but there are people out there where there's a loss of connection between the heart, which gives you emotions, the mind to explain and interpret our emotions, and then the body is to take action. Maybe that's what they mean by 3 Holy Spirits. And right now, I think the turmoil is caused by something, the mind, body, and spirit not connecting. I came to more of a realization. I wasn't hiding myself anymore. They really could see me? People can't tell what I'm saying or knowing or what I'm doing every day with my husband and family and friends. But yesterday I started to connect. I started to connect my mind and emotions. And then how my spirit is presented in my mind and body is responding to that new feeling of emotions that I have been feeling. This is the best way I could describe it. In my body, in my mind, I picture a flame, a very flame. You know when you have a light, a candle light, and you see the flame's small. Well, I discovered my light. I am able to vision my little flame that was ignited. I've been suppressing my emotions all these years, all my life, because of the pain I felt. So I separated the two, the mind and the spirit. My mind was in the physical world. My spirit connects me to the other side. It's all a matter how we interpret these thoughts and ideas, how we look at it. And then in some cases like now, is when the people are feeling emotional pain. And the body is releasing that negative energy into the air. They don't understand what other way to release that energy but through physical expression. Police officers have their agenda, and the public, the people, all colors, have their agenda. Police, they don't want your damn homes or hurt each other, damage anybody's buildings. And yet, we have people, all colors, angry of how they're being treated all their lives. Treated less than. They are suppressed. I learned through the years, interacting with the people who are of color and myself recognizing all aspects. And then I learned, I saw conflict. And the conflict is created by low energy. Just think of pop boiling on the stove and the cover is shaking, trying to suppress that energy, the water so hot to be explode. And that's what we have happening here today, the past few days since Monday. A man had died in front of many people as witnesses. And he had his knee on this man's neck. And a man was begging to get off his neck so he could breathe. And the police officer says, "You're talking, you could breathe." And he sat like, he looked like as though I could do whatever I want. I could do whatever I want. I won't suffer any consequences. That's what I saw, and that's what angered me. We say things about our president, and he one day said he could go out in New York City, shoot someone and get away with it. Remember, we have all said, have the president be accountable. It's not about the law. And neither are the police officers. We have witnessed numerous times on the news how a black man is treated by white male, white female police officers, mistreating them, not listening to that person's concerns and meeting their concerns, treating them as a human with emotions and feelings. So what I saw is an expression that they only can express through violence. When I really looked last night during the outrage, there were only a few people who were really aggravating the police and challenging the police. Are these instigators to create a riot, a big fight between two parties? As I saw, there were people in the back. Yes, they were walking. They were trying to be very human about it, aren't comfortable. They want to have a march and progress down the street. They could do that. When I watched yesterday on the show, the police wouldn't allow them to walk through down the street, venting. How many numerous of times people had a rally? It was peaceful. They marched right down the street and yelling their remarks of dislike or distension, expressing themselves. That's okay. But the police officers blocked them from expressing their emotions accordingly. If you really look, there's only several that are really causing them to people have fight. The other people just following behind with the cameras showing what's going on, violence. And then later on, they left the streets and allowed the people to just walk down the street. It says a lot with what happened last night when they put on a curfew on Minneapolis. And then all of a sudden, at the time of the curfew, everybody got in their cars and went home. That says a lot about I want to use this, the black people's response and respect for authority. They got in their cars and went home. They didn't fight with guns or knives, but the police did. These people were watching. They were demonstrating, yes, but they were watching. They were watching what was going on. They weren't really being violent. There's only a few, maybe 100 people who were really being violent towards the police. Police have a right to defend themselves. As equally, a person has a right to express themselves, walking down the road, expressing themselves and not fighting. They had no guns. They had no way of protecting themselves from the police. I did a show one day, long time ago. Okay, not that long ago. Probably about 3 years ago. And I talked about people walking down the street demonstrating peacefully. I knew with the pressure cooker, one day that lid would blow up and all the emotions that have been stifled and suppressed are released. And they still maintain control. When that police officer had that man's knee on Mr. Floyd, they didn't attack the police at that moment. A friend of theirs cannot breathe by police, and they could only stand by and watch. That's restraining yourself from attacking these police officers to get them off of this man, Mr. Floyd. People, like I said in the past, in my show, and Mr. de Blasio said, we don't mind you marching down the street, yelling your chants. Just don't ruin people's businesses. Don't be like that. And the police, they should sit back a little bit. Don't keep them from marching. And in my show that I did that day, I said, take the people who are angry and mad, take them down a block, an area you don't mind damaged. You don't mind them damaged. Put in some old cars. Cars that no one's going to drive again. Okay? Let them be where it's concrete and you're not going to damage anything. Let them go in there, take a stick, let them have a stick and bang the wall of the building. Let them set fire on cars we no longer need. Let them take a piece of wood or something. Let them bang that burning vehicle and release that energy. Show their anger, express this energy that's negative. Instead of expressing it on other people or themselves or each other, let them go in the area and let them just vent. Let it vent. We all have to have a way to vent. Us white people, we suppress our emotions. We don't want to feel those emotions because of the way we're brought up, as I am a witness. I am someone who did grow up in that way. A lot of violent upbringing. And I separated. I suppressed all that until yesterday. My conscious level finally came forward. My spiritual world. They were together and seeing things. And that's why I was so shocked they have a car. The kind of car that I have, gifted. I do all the right things. I got gifted. The black people, I would like to hope when they can say American black person, American white person. Right now, they need to vent. Let them vent. Don't let the police stop them. Let them vent. Let them show their anger. Just like that cover off the pot, the boiling water. Let them release the energy. My brother, I begged him not to go on a trampoline. And only thing, no one would listen to me. And all I could do is take a stick and bang it against a tree trunk. Frustration, anger. I did that for probably an hour. I didn't go to destruction of anything. I went to a tree in the woods, no one could see me or hear me, and just vented. What's wrong with that, people? And then you go to the bottom, where they are now. And the phoenix occurs. And everybody rises up together. The police have their objectives. People want to show their frustration. They made their point. They made their points. Now, let's get the police and the people to unite. Say, yes, I understand you have your job to do, but I have my right to express what you are doing I do not like. What about having a job or a company? What would happen then? Your employee gets mad at you, yells at you, get fired or quit. But here we are in a situation where all of us has to recognize our emotions and express them together. Maybe there should be a police officer and a American black male, a person, stand next to a wall and together beat that wall together. Hit that wall. Bang it. Please have frustration. Please have the boiling point as well. So let them go side by side with a stick and bang that wall. Doing no harm to that wall of that building. But you would both party at the same time are releasing your frustration, your anger together. We both sides understand each other's situation in relation to their emotions and feelings. Both sides know. Both sides don't want to fight like that and shoot guns, shoot these bullets at you, rubber bullets at you. You know who's doing that to you? Low energy. They get you angry and frustrated. They love watching us people go against each other. Remember years ago, they showed cops how we're going to come and get you? I remember that cop show. And you know what they did? There's a young boy, about 15, 16 years old, having conflicts with his family members, arguing with his family and everybody. They called the police. The police came in and were calm, cool. And the police said to this young man, I'm not arresting you, but I'm putting handcuffs on you so no one gets angry or get mad, okay? And the young boy says, yes, okay. Put handcuffs on you. They discussed the lack of harmony. They took what was obstructing the harmony in the family unit. The police officers let them discuss and talk. Release the ideas and thoughts, and the police were there to make everything amiable, to work things out. What happened to those days? The black people do respect the law, but there's only so many times they could stand there on the news and watch it, and watch their people dying. But remember, that's not a person, that's not a black person, that's not a white person. Because they do it to the white people too, but the white people don't have the courage to stand up and go against and uprise and express themselves. It's the black people who do. I have worked with, I saw the conflict between two groups. We're going to have that, we had that conflict. Now's the time to have a discussion, an open discussion. Say, what are you all doing, people? What are we doing? We are answering the subconscious request of them to stand up and fight. We have no desire to fight anymore. None of us. We want to come together. No more supremacy. None of that negativity anymore. There are police officers who are black and white. They get along. They work things out. We got to do the same. And for the officers, you're not above the law. These are people with emotions. At the Capitol, it gets so aggravating in there. There's a woman who was a politician, and another group of people. She was yelling at them. She's so frustrated, angry. She had to release her anger. She was handcuffed, and the police let her stand there and just yell and express herself because she was so emotional. And they just took her out of the area. I don't think they arrested her. I think they just allowed her to express her emotions. Let her settle down. Remember, the mind, the body, and the spirit. God wants us to, within, because I have taught you, we're going to learn to have the inner soul be healed. I want you to feel the way I feel. I went through God's ways, and He taught me how to be the way I am. And that little flash of light, I found it. It's emotions. I'm going to take that little light. I'm going to do what I can, in the right ways, to develop and grow that light. That's my spiritual light. That's my soul. And it's going to grow, and now that I see it, I'm going to make it healthy. And that's what I've been doing for all of you. Making your soul healthier. Now we got this stage. We've released all the anger and frustration. Let's now start talking. Let's the supervisors of police officers, fire people who are more in a way of being higher level being, or think they are, or want to be, and through violence they do. Tonight, everyone, please just take away the instigators. They're causing you to fight with them. Because each police officer has a boiling point as well. So only arrest those who are instigators. Take away the barricades. And just let them walk down the road. Direct them to a certain area. Let them take a stick and bang that wall of that building. You don't have to break glass or anything. And then an announcer speaks to them, says, once everyone stops, says, how do you feel now? Do you feel better releasing all that low energy? Exhausted, tired? And that person with the megaphone sits down. How do you feel, people? And this is how we go from here to talking, and change and transformation takes place. Let the healing begin. Let's show God in heaven the beauty that's inside of us, which we have been showing for months. But God and Jesus know, through my connection, my experiences. We mean well. Teach us, God. Teach us, Jesus, how we all can emotionally and physically and spiritually and in the mind unite ourselves, become better, loving people, as many black people are. They're non-violent. They had enough. And we're going to build everybody's spirit up. Make it healthier again. Make it better. No more suppression. No more oppression. It's time to rise up to the way to become God-like, or Jesus-like, or Muhammad, same name. Let them have us rise up and unite spiritually, because it's been so different. Let's unite. God wants us to get along and be happy and help each other to rise. That's what God and Jesus did for me. Especially when I said, God, what can I do for you? And then you open yourself to Him, and He will give you your gifts to soothe your soul. So your mind, body, and spirit can unite and come together and live a God-like life. That's how we create peace. Through God and Jesus and the heavens and amongst each other. Help unite all of us. God is watching and Jesus is watching. They overwatch. Don't hurt each other. Don't hurt each other. That's what the low energy wants you to do. They're thriving on what you are doing. It's time. Become one. That's what God and Jesus want. To become one. I love you all. I don't see color, or I'm learning not to see color. I'm looking to see a person's soul, the person's spirit. I love you all equally. It's the behavior I don't like. And that is said by God and Jesus. They don't like our response to our emotional turmoil. I want to say thank you. Stop the writing. Just go to the wall, take a stick and bang it. Bang it for an hour. Police officers too, alongside each other. That's how you release that negative energy, created by low energy. That's how you fight off the evil, the evilness that creates us to fight amongst each other. Thank you, people. Thank you for changing the world and transition and transforming so that we all could live a beautiful life with love. With love. Stop the fighting. Stop the violence. Please. I don't want more people to get hurt. God bless to you all. Blessings to all. Blessings. Thank you, everyone. Be good. Stay good. Be good. Stay good. Do good. Always. Bye-bye. Love you.